Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to our channel. My name is Nurul. My name is Delviranti Syahfitri. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Interview is a conversation between two or more people and takes place between the interviewee and the interviewer. The purpose of the interview is to get the right information from trusted sources. Interviews are conducted by submitting a number of questions from the interviewer to the interviewers. Psychologists state the interviews can be a tool when conducted by those who employ a candidate or candidate for a position, journalist, or ordinary person who is looking for someone's personality or looking for information. In terms of implementation, interviews are divided into three types, namely, the first, free interview. In a free interview, the interviewer is free to ask anything to the respondent, but it must be noted that the question is related to the desired data. If not careful, sometimes the direction of the question is out of control. Second, guided interview. In guided interviews, the interviewer is provided with a complete and detailed list of questions. Third, guided free interview. In a free guided interview, the interviewer combines a free interview with a guided interview, in which the interviewer has carried guidelines about what is asked in outline. When conducting interviews, the interviewer must be able to create an atmosphere that is not rigid so that respondents want to answer the question asked. For that, the attitudes that must be owned by an interviewer are as follows. The first, neutral. That is, the interviewer does not comment to disagree with the information expressed by the respondent because his job is to record all the information from the respondent, whether pleasant or not. Second, friendly. It means that interviewer creates an atmosphere that is able to attract the interest of the respondent. Third, fair. It means the interviewer must be able to attract all respondents equally. The interviewer must remain respectful and polite to all respondents regardless of his whereabouts. For avoid tension, that is, the interviewer must be able to avoid tension, lest the respondent is being judged or teased. If the atmosphere is tense, the respondent has the right to cancel the meeting and ask the interviewer not to write down the result. Interviewers must be able to control the situation and talk in order to be focused. The purpose of the interview. The interview has several objectives that fulfill it, including the first, the purpose of the interview is to get data from the first hand or primary, so that the data obtained will be more accurate. Second, the purpose of the interview is to test the result of data that has already been collected. Interviews can be found in various media, both electronic and mass media. In electronic media, interviews can be found both on television, radio, and the internet. Meanwhile, from the mass media, interviews can be found in newspaper and magazine.
Good morning, Ms. Anderson. How are you today?
Fine, thanks. And you?
I'm fine, thank you. Please follow me. We'll meet in the conference room.
Okay.
Are you Mr. Thomas?
Yes, I am.
Thank you for coming.
Of course.
Would you like a glass of water or a cup of coffee before we begin?
No, thanks, I'm fine.
All right, then please come with me.
Sure.
Hello, Mrs. Dewey.
Yes.
Could you give me 1 minute? I'll be right with you.
Sure.
Thanks. Okay. Thanks for waiting. Please follow me. Please, sit down. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Thanks for being patient. Things are quite busy here right now.
It's no problem. Hello.
Oh, yes, hello. May I help you?
Yes, I'm here to see Mr. Davis about the accounting position.
Right. I'm Mr. Davis. Glad to meet you.
Glad to meet you.
Please sit down. Could I have you fill out this application form?
Sure.
Take your time. Just let me know when you're finished.
Could you please introduce yourself? Yes, of course. My name is Delviranti Syahfitri. You can call me Delvi. I'm 19 years old and I was studying at Politeknik Negeri Batam University, majoring in English literature. My current daily activity right now is writing on my English learning blog. I consider myself as a creative person who loves new challenges every day. Thank you. Where your address? I live in Perum GMP Block F number 25, Tanjung Piayu, Kelurahan Duriangkang, and Kecamatan Seibeduk. How is your education history? I was in elementary school at ES 001 Seibeduk. I was in junior high school at JHS 12 Batam. I was in senior high school at SHS 2 Batam. What department do you apply and why do you interested on it? I'm really interested in writing, so that I applied for the content writer position. It is all because I'm really into writing and I like to spread good news to the world through my writings. What did you leave your previous job? To be honest, my last job was quite crazy. However, I have to leave it because I want to face more challenges and I need new experience for the sake of my future. When it comes to your work, were you most satisfied with it? I don't think I get satisfied too easily. However, I do consider completing my job properly, with all my best and on time as a satisfying experience. You have strengths, don't you? Could you please mention 3 of them? I like to think that my creativity, my passion to learn new things, and my friendly personality as my strength. How about your weakness? Could you please mention 3 of them as well? As a human being, I'm sure I have more than the weaknesses. However, I won't let them stand on my way and bring me down. I think my biggest weakness are including my inability to focus when I have too many distractions, the fact that I get bored too easily, and my inability to cope easily with failure. Why should we hire you? I believe I'm the one to fill the position because I'm experienced and I personally have my own passion in this field. I'm sure I can give my best to this position if I'm chosen. How much salary you expect to receive every month? I am expecting my salary to be around 3 million rupiah every month. I do realize that I have a lot to prove to this company. If I can prove myself in a good way in the next couple of months, I believe my salary is going to adjust itself. Do you have any strategies to increase our business income? Yes, I do have some excellent fresh ideas to increase the income of the company. It is including the idea of enhancing the social media usage to promote the business. What do you think about working in a team and working under pressure? Can you do it? I like working with other people in a team. Personality, I think working in team is more fun because the job can be done quicker. About the pressure, I don't think I crumble under pressure as long as I stay calm and focused. What do you know about our company? I know quite a lot of things about your company. Your company is basically a company that engages in digital service. It is one of the largest ones in this city and makes hard benefits every year. I think it is an honor for anyone to work in a fine company like this. Why do you want work in our company? As I said, working in this company is an honor to everyone. Your company has a good reputation and more importantly seems to be a good place to have an excellent working career in the future. That's why I'm sure working here is what I want. What are your goals? Professionally, my goal is to become a better person so that I can give better influence to the people around me, especially at work. Do you have any ambition in your life that you want to achieve? I do have a lot of ambitions that I want to achieve in this life. However, one of the most important one right now is getting this job. I am ambitious to get this job because I have the feeling that this job is the right one for me and I can bring the best out of me for this job. Do you have working experience in this position before? I do have quite a lot of experience when it comes to writing. I have my own blog and I wrote for a lot of magazines and newspapers when I was in college. Do you have questions about this job? How does the work system at the mother company. The work system here is that you are required to work with your creativity. Okay. What can you do for us that other candidates cannot offer? I believe with the creativity that I have, I can do this job well. And with the ability that I have, I can finish the job quickly. What then positive things what your boss say about you? First, I disciplined. Second, of course, I creative. And third, I friendly. Okay. Can you work with a team and under pressure? Yes, because I have experience and this job is my hobby, so I can enjoy this work even under pressure.
I'd like to offer you the job. Are you still interested?
Yes, I am. When can I start?
How is Monday?
That would be good.
Okay, then I'll see you Monday at 8 a.m.
Okay, I'll see you then.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Are you still interested in the job?
Yes, I am.
Good. When can you start?
Well, I have to give notice at my present job first. I'll be able to start in 2 weeks' time.
Oh, sounds good. So you can start on Monday the 20th then?
Sure, I'll see you then.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Please remember to bring your ID card and passport. We need them to make copies for our records.
Sure, no problem. I'll see you on the 20th.
Okay then. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Mr. Smith, I'd like to offer you the job. Are you still interested?
Yes, I am.
Great. Could you start tomorrow?
Tomorrow is fine.
Would you like to work for us?
Yes, I'm ready to start as soon as possible.
Great. We'd like you to be here at 7 o'clock on the morning of the 3rd of next month.
Okay, I'll see you then.
Is there anything else you'd like to know?
Oh yes, where can I park my car?
Oh, that's a good question. You can park your car downstairs in the parking lot for free.
Okay, I'll see you on the 3rd.
Okay, see you then.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
I'd like to offer you the position. Do you still want it?
Thank you, but I've accepted it already.
Oh, well that's okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello everyone, I am Niharika and welcome back to a new lesson. Well, so are you straight out of college and looking for a job? And probably you have an interview lined up. Well, in this lesson today, we are going to help you with some tips that would ace up your job interview. Now, you have finished your education and you are heading towards a new phase of life. So you really don't want to goof up. So, freshers, here are some tips that would help you to answer the most common questions that are asked in an interview. The first common question that's asked in an interview is, tell me about yourself. Now remember people, the person who is asking you this question is not someone you met at a club. Well, so things like, I love being on Facebook, or I had 3 girlfriends in my college days is not the right thing to mention. Well, the important things that you need to mention is your education background, then your family background, like I live with my parents and I have 2 siblings, but don't get into much detail. Or probably you can talk about your personality traits, and also you can talk about things that you like to do in your free time. So these are the things that you need to include when this question is put forward. The second common question that's asked is, why should we hire you? Well, here the person is asking you this question because he wants to know if you're really serious about this job. Or probably you're just here because you have applied for, would be perfect to mention to the interviewer. So go ahead, talk about your abilities and talk about your skills. The third common question that you would come across is talk about your strengths. So whether you are a fresher or probably you're just going for another interview, this question has to come. So you need to be prepared well in advance. But what you need to do is list your strengths and back it up with some examples. For example, if you have to talk about your leadership qualities, then what you can do is you can say that I was leading a big presentation in my college and the presentation did extremely well and you received a lot of kudos. So this would talk about your leadership qualities. Another skill that you can do is punctuality. Well, yes, of course, that's a strength. Now again, back it up with an example. You can mention that you used to submit all your projects and your assignments way before the deadline date. So again, this talks about your punctuality. And then there are certain skills that you can talk about, like how hardworking you are, or you can grasp things real quickly. And please mention, okay? So this is the way you will talk about your strengths. Now, the fourth common question that a fresher would come across is, are you planning for your future studies? Well, it's important to mention if you are. You need to handle this question very tactfully, because here the company wants to know if you are taking up this job, or are you just using their training resources and then saying goodbye to them. So if you are pursuing studies, then please do mention and give a reason to it. And even if you're doing some distance education, or probably you're doing a part-time course, then please do mention it in an interview. The reason because if you get this interview, if you get this job, then you might have to apply for leaves with your exams, right? So do not lie and go ahead and tell them that if you are pursuing future studies. The fifth and the last question that I have for you is, so what do you know about our company? Well, if you have a job interview lined up, don't just wake up in the morning and get all dressed up and then go for the interview. Make any sense? Well, you need to be prepared for this interview. So, when you know what company you're going to for the interview, well, use your search tools on the internet. Or go ahead and look at the company's website. Learn and understand what the company is into, what products they make, or who are their clients, and so on. These details will be helpful to you. Then, when you go for an interview, you are well prepared and you know what the company is into. And of course, you will be able to talk much better when you are confident about what the company is into. This brings me to the end of this lesson. Make sure you practice all your answers before you go for an interview, and don't just go boast about yourself that how good you are and you have like the best skills ever. Well, just tell the facts and don't lie. And also, please follow
It is a safe bet this will be one of the first questions you will face, and the way you answer it will set the tone for the entire interview. One thing that stays true for this answer every time you are asked: keep it professional. Employers are not asking you this question because they want to know what your favorite color is, or why you are the best candidate for the job. Employers want to hire the best person for the job, and your job is to convince them this is you. As it is most likely the first question you will face in your interview, it is one of the first impressions you will be giving the employer. You want to give the most professional image of yourself as possible. In order to accomplish this, do not volunteer personal information.
Please tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm 23 years old, I was born in Raleigh, I have 2 dogs, and I love basketball.
This candidate has already set himself back. You don't want to give any information about your personal life, but rather your professional life and how it relates to the position you are interviewing for. To do this successfully, you need to prepare and structure your answer highlighting your relevant education, experience, and professional qualities. From the job description, you know what the qualifications for the job are and skills the employer is looking for. So you want to highlight all of the previous work experience, education, training, and all other professional skills that are relevant to the position. No matter what your work history is, you have transferable skills. If this is your first job in your field, then highlight the skills and training you received from your education as they pertain to the job, and talk about any transferable skills you might have gained from any of your work experience. Highlight your accomplishments as well. If you've received any academic awards or any promotions or commendations from your job, feel free to mention it. Not every position you interview for is going to be exactly the same, even if the job title is. Each company has different needs, so study the job description and figure out exactly what it is they're looking for. Once you figure out what the employer is looking for in a candidate, your job is to be that person. So emphasize the skills and qualifications you have that relate to the job specifically. Try to keep answers in chronological order. You do not have to recap your professional history year by year, but detailing the experiences and skills that you have gained as you attain them in an organized fashion will leave a good impression on the employer. Your resume can help you with this, as it is in chronological order, and can help you set a timeline. Now that you have the structure, here is a good example.
Please tell me about yourself.
Let's see. I believe I have a very solid background in medical assisting. I earned my degree in medical assisting where I learned valuable skills such as taking vitals, administering injections, explaining treatment procedures to patients, preparing patients for examination, and assisting the physician with examinations. While earning my degree, I worked in customer service at ABC Pharmacy for 3 years as well, where I gained valuable communication skills and learned how to address customers' needs, which enables me to relate and effectively communicate with patients and their needs. I also completed an internship at a health clinic while in school, where I picked up more valuable skills, including updating patient files and medical records, handling correspondence, scheduling appointments, arranging for hospital admission, and help make sure the office ran smoothly. These are all valuable skills which I will hopefully be able to apply to this position and bring to your office.
Remember, when answering the question, tell me about yourself. Keep it professional and do not give any personal information. Highlight your skills from your relevant education and training that will help you in the position. Tell them your work history and transferable skills as it relates to the job you are interviewing for. And do so in an organized, chronological fashion.